it is, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let's get in here. So we are out here again at Tesla, all right? And depending on how today go, we might have to go ahead and order the Cybertruck, all right? Let's go ahead and get in here. There it is. So we're gonna go through a few of the specs. 5% smaller. You honestly cannot tell that this thing is 5% smaller. So some of us have seen the Tesla delivery event. I didn't get a chance to check it out, but I think they said that about 10 to 15 cars were delivered the same day as the event, like 10 to 15. They look like toy wheels. But yeah, so Tesla has under-delivered on all of the specs except for the 0 to 60. The 0 to 60 is actually faster. So this Cybertruck actually has about 3 different trims. They have the single motor rear wheel drive. That's gonna come out a little bit later. You know, they always release the higher specs first. Let me put this thing on wide angle so y'all can see the whole entire thing. But yeah, the single motor rear wheel drive will be released a little bit later on. Probably sometime middle. I'm gonna guess maybe the middle to the end of next year. That's a guess for you. Then they have the dual motor all-wheel drive, and then they have the triple motor. So the triple motor actually has actually has a dual motor in the back and a single in the front. Look at that big old windshield, man. Look. That big old windshield wiper. That is freaking insane, man. But anywho, so they originally promised that we were gonna get about 500 miles of range on the top spec Cybertruck. 500. Guess what it is? 320 miles of range. They went from 500. That's a huge drop, right? The next thing that was a big disappointment is the towing capacity. The towing capacity was supposed to be 14,000 pounds. I had high hopes because I have been doing a few videos for this company called Boxable, and I was actually gonna use this Cybertruck to tow my Boxable from California all the way to North Carolina. But instead of it being able to tow 14,000 pounds, it's actually only 11,000. Another huge drop. At least they went all out and got the Goodyear tires. I see some fingerprints on that thing. Somebody has snuck beyond the lines, man. So the 0 to 60 was supposed to be, I believe, 2.7, but they managed to get it down to 2.6. The fastest that I've heard from any truck. I mean, like, it's not even close. I've seen a few different drag races. The Cybertruck versus, I don't know if the F-150 was in there, but I know it did race the Rivian. But it was embarrassing. And I think they tried to race the Hummer. I was just like, come on, man. This car will honestly smoke off the line, 0 to 60, most sports cars, let alone an actual freaking truck, man. So that was actually impressive. Also keep in mind that this car is 5% smaller than the original one. So that could have something to do with the 2.7, now that I think about it. Interesting. So the triple motor was supposed to start somewhere around 69,900. Yeah, over $100,000, or it is at like $100,000. From basically 70 up to $100,000. I'm like, yep, 30. I understand, you know, it's a lot going on right now, you know, wars and supply, demand, all the rest of those other things. But from 69,900 to 100K, sheesh, 100, man. So you guys already know, if we do get a Cybertruck, it will not be that top spec. $100,000, man. Come on, my friend. But like I said, it is 5% smaller. It's about somewhere around the ranges of 6,800 pounds, which again, it still weighs less than the Rivian, and I'm pretty sure it weighs less than that Hummer as well. There's a backup camera, and you're definitely going to need that. We'll talk about that in just a minute. One thing that I did not honestly like, it was kind of, and this may be me just nitpicking because of everything else that's been going on with Tesla, but the frunk. When I seen a video of what the frunk looks like, I was like, what? I was hoping it was gonna be a lot bigger than that. Like, you may have enough room for like 2 carry-on bags. You can probably put 2 carry-on bags in there. That's a bummer. That's a bummer, man. I was definitely underwhelmed with that, man. It was like a kick to the chest, almost. But 123 kilowatt battery. It does have a 800 volt system, which means that it's future proof. All right. You can get over, I believe it's going to be over 1,000 miles per hour on these new Cybertrucks at certain locations. All right, at certain locations you will be able to get over either 1,000 or over 1,000 miles per hour when it comes to charging. So that's a huge bonus. And here's the crazy thing, right? I'm sitting here looking at the side mirrors. Did you know that the original Cybertruck did not come with side mirrors? But by law, Tesla had to ship, or they have to ship, this car with side mirrors. They have to. But you can actually take them off. But that's going to be completely on you. So you can take your side mirrors off, and this thing will still be actually functional without side mirrors, but they could not legally ship them with those side mirrors. You can take those off and you'll be good. And another fun fact, the police can now pull you over if you don't have side mirrors. That's what I've been told, allegedly. We'll just say allegedly. Allegedly, the police can now pull you over for not having side mirrors. Now, I don't think that I would take that chance, but that's completely up to you. Riding without side mirrors. Now, the backup camera. So let's talk about that, right? This backup camera is so freaking important, and hopefully that thing does not get covered. Because even though this car does have a, let me see if we can see it in the inside of it, does have a rearview mirror. You guys see that? We can zoom in real quick. Let's go here. There we go. You guys can kind of see it. This car does have a rearview mirror, and you can see out of it as long as this, what is it called? A canoe or something like that. Anyway, this back cover, as long as this is up, then you'll have a little bit of visibility. You'll be able to somewhat see out of it. But as soon as this closes, the only way you're going to be able to see what's behind you is through this back camera. Unless you peek your head all the way out, which I definitely don't. I would not recommend that. I thought that was interesting though, man. Like, so you mean to tell me if I'm driving down the street, I will not be able to see anything out of that freaking little mirror right there? Like, what purpose is this thing serving? But they said that The backup camera, it'll always be displayed on the screen at all times, so you'll be good. The backup camera is always going to be displayed, you know, whether you're in reverse, whether you're, you know, just driving down the street, you're always going to be able to see it because it's always going to display that. Now, one thing that I heard in one podcast was Tesla was basically inventing new problems almost. Taking certain things out and doing certain things. And I somewhat kind of agree with that a little bit. I was just like, I don't know how I feel about that. But the Cybertruck does look cool. But you got to understand, when you create certain type of designs, there are going to be a lot of things that you're going to have to figure out, like some workarounds. And I think that they did an excellent job with that. Now, as far as the numbers go, I'm still bummed out about a lot of those numbers, man. How do you guys feel about that? Like this car, I believe the starting price of this Cybertruck was supposed to be like $39,900. That right there, I think, was it 39,000 or was it 49,000? It was one of those. But it was supposed to start cheap. Good grief. I may be thinking about the F-150 too, because I know the F-150 price was supposed to start down there, and they're out there running. They're running somewhere. What's going on? You know what? Whatever's going on, it ain't none of my business. All right, so again, that starting price, man, what we were thinking was the top spec was supposed to be 500 miles of range, which was, man, that was phenomenal. An $80,000 truck. This being $80,000, 5% bigger. Now, I do appreciate the side mirrors. They definitely they keep those, but 5% bigger, $70,000, 500 plus miles of range, 14,000 pounds of towing capacity. Yeah, man, that was, I promise you, like looking at all of those specs, we probably would have went ahead and ordered that top spec today. No questions asked. I would have much rather had all the rest of those specs and they could have kept this thing at 2.7 or even bumped it down to 2.8, 2.9. And I would not be mad at you at all. Would not be mad. But that was definitely a kick in the chest, man. I had already figured out, I had like maybe 4 or 5 videos lined up for my Cybertruck about a year ago. I already had everything pretty much lined up. But the government, man, they always saying something. They always saying something and doing stuff, man. How do you guys feel about that, man? I still think that it's huge, even though they said that it's 5% smaller. This thing still is massive. Like, they don't even have any of the other Teslas in the inside of this waiting room anymore because of the Cybertruck. Like, you might be able to get maybe another car in here, depending on how you park this thing. We're still waiting on the Tesla app to see when they're going to let people start taking trips in this thing, like a little test drive. I'm definitely looking forward to that. Let me go back to the front real quick. But yeah, still waiting on that, man. Hopefully they'll update that really, really soon, because I am definitely looking forward to actually being in the inside of this thing and driving it. Now, one thing that I will say when it comes to driving it, and I actually seen Marquez's video, and I think he explains it really, really well.
It's a lot. It's gonna take some getting used to.
When it comes to turning this huge car, right? I cannot think of what the name that they use, but it's basically through like the truck telling itself that you are turning. So it doesn't even feel like you're turning this big thing, this big, huge car. It doesn't even feel that way. He was like, turning in this car, it feels like it's hard to explain. You would have to experience it for yourself. So I am definitely eager to get behind that wheel. just to see what that feels like. Because if you're in a big car, it feels like you're in a big car when it comes to changing lanes, turning, 3-point turn, or there's another turn that we all have a lot of issues with. Parallel parking. Okay, so I think I see they are charging this. Well, they were charging it. You see you up under there. Look, that's the slow charger. But if it's not moving and it's not going anywhere, then you good. So where is the charger at on this thing? Does anybody know? Or you guys can kind of see what that looks like. What do you guys think? Even though we have all of those shortcomings, do you guys think that I should still go ahead and place my order? You know what? This right here this is a dream come true. This is the car that I probably drew when I was younger. You know what? Let's go. Let's go. We're gonna go ahead and put this order in right now. We're gonna go ahead and order the Cybertruck from my car. We're gonna order the Tesla Cybertruck from my Tesla. How about that? Let's go, man. I'm excited. I think this is a good idea. I think this is like one of the best ideas that I have had in a while. After seeing all of that, even though technically Tesla did not deliver with everything, all of those specs and everything, the car still looks nice. And I think that the attention and everything that thing is going to get online, I believe that Tesla will pay for itself as long as I continue to put them videos out and whatnot. So anyway, with that being said, let's go ahead, let's order it, man. We're going to order the freaking Cybertruck right now. Let's go. What trim do you guys think I should go with? Do you think that I should go with the triple motor? Do you think I should go with the dual motor or the single motor? $100,000 is not that bad, honestly. $100,000 is not that freaking bad, man. I think that it is honestly worth it. And also, they also said if you want like an extra 120 miles of range, there's something that you can put in the back of the Tesla that fits nicely and neat in the back. Yeah. Hold on. Come on, man. Well, there's something that you can fit in the back of your Cybertruck that will actually get you an extra 120 or 140 miles of range or something like that. So technically, that's still about 500. So you know what? Without further, let's go ahead and get into it, man. Let's go ahead and order this freaking thing, man. I'm tired of this. Which configuration should we go with? Come on, man. I think it's taking too long. Come on. Did this thing just crash again? Holy crap. That's what I'm trying to get to. Come on. This thing better not crash again. All right, you good? Can I click order now? Oh my goodness. You know what, guys? This thing keeps crashing. Check me out in the next video, man, and we'll finish this thing up. All right? Until the next time, y'all be blessed. Y'all be beautiful. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Come on, man.
Sure? Yeah. Oh, my God. Oh, man. It didn't go through.